They're probably about 1 or 2 a.m. Some pig hunters came through here, and they got a couple of pigs because I could hear the dogs on the pigs in the distance. They were well off from us, but of course out in the bush, sound carries a long way at night. And then at lunchtime we were talking to the property owner, and he said they do have a lot of problem with pigs, so they got pig hunters on here getting rid of them. The other thing they have trouble with is dingoes. Not in this paddock we're in. Over near the forest, he said dingoes have a lot of trouble with the dingoes and the cattle. I haven't heard a dingo yet, but you can hear them at night when they're around because they talk to each other in the distance. But I haven't heard a dingo since I've been here. There was an owl last night and a couple of pig hunters and some pigs getting taken down. But the thing about the property is it's about 145 kilometres across, east to west. That's, I don't know, nearly 100 miles, this property, from one side to the other. We're about 8 or 10 kilometres from the homestead, but it's a big property, and the pigs cause a lot of damage with fences and things, and of course they ruin the water holes too, so they've got to take the pigs out, the wild pigs. Interesting thing is the old coach road crosses most of the property for around 100 miles before it joins up where it used to come from the end of the railhead later on in the times, like the 1880s when they built the rail, 1879 the rail. So this coach road moved north, but of course there's a junction further out about 80 or 90 miles west where the old road meets the new road, which is also abandoned. But interesting thing that the property's so big, you know, nearly 100 miles across, and issues with the pigs on this side and the dingoes on the eastern side. I mean, that's cattle properties for you. It's not an easy life. But they breed champion bulls here, so it's important that they're not getting taken down by dingoes. Anyway, thought that was an interesting little story. Maybe the pig hunters will be back tonight taking out some more pigs. I don't know if you can see it in the video on that low ridge line over there. That's where the forest starts, so that's the dingo country. Down here we've got pigs, up there we've got dingoes. Should be able to hear them at night if they're hunting, so I'll report tomorrow on what happens tonight. It's a really bright moon at the moment, and as you can see it's absolutely cloudless sky, so it'll be like daytime conditions out here tonight. Okay, just came around here in a bit of a curve from that forked gum tree there. You can see that's the modern station road there, and this is the edge of town. So I turned my iron audio on so I could see the extent of the iron scatter. I'm still getting iron all through here. Came around here, got a lovely sweet 62, and we've got our, I think, 4th button for the day. That's a ripper. That's a smaller 4-hole one, probably off a shirt pocket or a cuff of a shirt. What a beauty. 19th century brass button. So basically what I'm doing here is mapping the ground with the detector using the iron audio to determine the area of settlement and the area of activity. So as you can see, obviously there was someone here 150 years ago where the button came adrift. Another big iron horse buckle out the back of the pub. That's a nice one. Not brass, but it'll do. Still got the tongue in it. Well, Colleen's got to find over here. She just caught it. I got a horseshoe. Well, it must be in the, maybe we're in the stables or the yard at least, out the back. In the late afternoon sun here. Oh, it's a decent size. Oh, it's, yeah. I wonder if that's off the Cobb and Co horses. Could be. Oh, yeah. That's a good size, isn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't too deep either, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Haven't found one of them for a while.
No, first one of the trip. Well, here's Sunbaker. There's not much sun left. We're just about to sunset here, heading back to camp for dinner. Look at this beautiful old spur, just sunbaking on the ground. Still got the little holes there where it went onto the swivel, and what was ever contained in the spur area there. Probably a little spiky bit. Spiky wheel maybe. I don't know. But that's she's in pretty poor nick. It's been laying on the top of the ground for a very long time, but that's definitely a spur. Nice one. Goes with the horseshoe Colleen just picked up a little while back. Look at that. What a ripper. This is going to be hard to see in the fading light, but I think I've got a nice bit of brass buckle coming up here. There was a really solid 70s signal. Mid 70s jumps to the 80s. I think it's going to be a brass buckle. You can see the corner of it there. Maybe you can see it in the shade. I'll keep going with this. We'll see what we come up with. I'll have to be a little bit careful about how I dig this. So dry and hard there, but you can see something exposed there, so I'll just take the clay off the side of it. See if we can loosen it up. Okay, there's more of it exposed. I don't know if it's a buckle. Some square looking object. Not sure what this is. Hey, it might be another Teamster's bell. It looks to be a bell. Why are we finding so many Teamster's bells? Can you see that in there? You can see the shape of it there. Bit of hand excavation going on, but she's really in there. Okay, look, I'll keep digging. When I got it loose, I'll turn the camera back on. Okay, this is how much I got exposed so far. It's, whatever it is, it's a quality looking bit of gear. I don't know what it is. Look at that. I haven't hit it with anything. I'm being very careful to slowly excavate this. Wonder what this can be. It's not a bell, I don't think. Okay, continue on. Okay, target's out. And I think that's exactly what it is. It's a corner of a bell. Geez, we've had a real run on the bells, haven't we? That's the corner of a Teamster's bell. Fragile, these things, by the look of it. Definitely what it is. Boy, there's a ripper on a signal, as you can imagine. I've just called Colleen on the two-way. Got a pretty amazing find here. This is going to be my find of the day. I don't know what she's got because I haven't spoken to her for about 2 hours. This is incredible in the fading light, what I found in this old ghost town. I'll show you in a minute when Colleen gets here. Okay, here it is. I think it's a gold ring. What did you say? There's a big men's ring?
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
It's a gold ring, dead
it's
set.
a signet ring.
Big signet ring.
A men's
Look at the
signet
gold.
ring. That's beautiful.
Thank heavens I didn't hit that thing.
Yeah.
How did they lose that thing in this old town?
Gee, that's amazing.
I'm pretty sure it's a gold ring, eh?
Yeah.
You can tell it's gold. Look, it's got a design on the side.
Yep, it's signet.
Yeah.
It should have something.
That's a big chunk of gold.
Sometimes it looks like it might have had a stone.
A stone, a big stone in it or something.
Usually they'll have initials or something on it. See, it's got
Yeah, it's all patterns on the side.
Yeah.
I'll have to, maybe we should sieve this dirt. It could be a giant emerald or a ruby in there.
Oh, that's amazing.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's really nice.
Okay, we'll clean it up and we'll get some still pics. Well, I'm going to give myself, for personal find of the day, oh, and I just got a stirrup before.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, an iron stirrup, but it was a sunbaker. Yeah, so we're doing really well. It's just before sunset.
Yeah, I've got a buckle, but down there in all that glass rubbish.
Yep. Oh, and I got another piece of Teamster's bell. Can you believe it?
Oh, really?
Look at that. Look at the gold.
There's still things here, isn't there?
Yeah, I know. Okay, right, I will clean this up. This is exciting stuff. We earned that beer tonight. Okay, Colin's just reading it. What's it saying there?
It says Australian gold.
Australian gold.
So
So that's going to be Colonial. That's not that's made from Gold Rush gold.
Yep.
We're not in the goldfields here, but definitely this was the period just after and during the gold rush. Someone's lost a great big chunk of Australian gold in this old ghost town, not far from the Cobb & Co train station. What a lovely bit of history. Right on sunset. Look at gold glinting in the afternoon sun. Nothing better than that. But we'll get back to the van, and we've got a loop there. We can read it and see if there's any other information. But with that kind of hallmark, Australian gold. I'd say it's probably like a limited run handmade goldsmith sort of thing, from Sydney or Melbourne or Brisbane. Repper. So this Australian gold ring, we've decided it's not a men's ring, it's too small, isn't it? Fits Colleen perfectly.
Fits on that finger. It's a bit small for the...
That's your ring finger though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
yeah.
ring finger. So it looks like it's a lady's one.
A lady's gold ring.
What if she had an opal in there? That'd be really strange.
Well, let's... I'm going to leave this hole open tonight. It's nearly dark, so we'll come back in the morning and I'll get a gold pan of dirt out of there and sieve it. Oh, who knows? The ring, the opal or the stone could be in the hole. Nice.
What a shame that someone lost it though.
Well, the fact that it's stamped Australian gold is Colonial. It's not. It's not a jeweller's hallmark.
Not just a general make.
Yeah, it's just a general make, limited run. Australian gold, rush gold. Maybe someone cashed in their nuggets and got the jeweller to make them this for their wife.
Yeah.
Maybe that woman that the coachman was hanging around with for a week. I don't know. Anyway, let's go back and have a cold beer. I think we deserve it after that. Okay, hot on the tail of that gold ring find. I'm about 20 metres from the ring excavation. Got a really high tone, 80, 82. I'm already, as you can see, about 4 or 5 inches down. Right in the centre of that excavation. We'll go wide again. Probably another Teamster's bell. Going to be able to top that last find. That's a real bit of history, that thing. A real gold rush Australian gold. Someone's lady, obviously. Okay, in the front of the hole there. She's out, whatever it is. Oh, no, it's not. And we've got a great big fat lead coin. No wonder it was such a good target ID. Well, good morning everyone. It's day 3 of our big Outback Ghost Town adventure. Big day yesterday, right on sunset we got that beautiful solid gold, Australian gold stamped 18 carat ring. Now what I'm going to do this morning is, I've left the hole open, I'm going to go back and get a bucket full of dirt out of there. Our logic being that, well, it's a woman's ring. We've determined that, a woman's gold ring. It's had a stone on the top, a big square stone setting. Now she wouldn't have thrown the ring away, so you would think that the setting of the stone would still be in that hole there somewhere. So I'm going to get a bucket of dirt, go back to the van and wet sieve it and see if we can find what was inlaid in that ring. So over the years, obviously the glue or whatever they used to hold it onto the gold has dissolved and it's come adrift. But she wouldn't have worn it without a stone in it. She would have had a stone reset in it. So we think it's still in the hole. So that's the first thing we're going to do this morning. Let's get into it. Okay, we just got that radio call. Colleen's got a button. Look how far we are from camp. We're walking past these targets constantly to go to other areas. Nice work.
That was pretty deep. Just 4-hole button.
Just pull it around into the sun. Oh yeah. Geez, it was deep too. Look at the size of the hole you've dug. That's a nice button, that one. I don't think there's a brand on it.
No, it's not branded, but gee, yeah.
Nice work.
It's nice buttons, I like them.
Okay, while Colleen's back filling that hole, I want to talk about this item she found yesterday, which is a Snyder bullet, I believe. I can't see the rings on it, but the top's been carved out. There's a little hole in it. We think it's been a fishing sinker.
I think it must have been.
I think it's a bullet being made in a fishing sinker for this billabong here. So that's an old. I'm pretty sure that's, well, it's definitely a large caliber bullet. I don't know if it's a Snider. I can't see any of the gas rings on it. There are rings there, I think, but I'll clean that up and I'll take a still pic of it so you can see what this actually looks like. But you see in the top, someone sort of like drilled or dug a hole, haven't they? Like they've tried to put a bit of fishing line in it, we think. It's probably like a live dropped bullet that's been carved for another purpose. But anyway, that was a nice find. We didn't film that. That was from yesterday. So that's another one of yesterday's treasures along with the gold ring. Doesn't that just demonstrate how you walk past targets all the time to go to other areas? That's right near the camp. We've been in and out of that spot, 20 times in the last couple of days with our detectors on. You just have to swing across those little targets at depth because they don't present a large target response to a search coil. Especially now we're actually running the little search coils, not the big one that I had on the first day. So this town is, like most towns that were gazetted in the 1800s, is a square mile. It's a lot of area to detect. Now, that's not to say that activity spread out to a square mile. I mean, most of the activity will be around the public house and like the blacksmith and that kind of thing, and the main coach road. But potentially, there were people in tents and little habitations all over that square mile. Okay, so this one's 75. Quite a bit of depth on it, as you can see. Potentially another piece of Teamster's bell, because I've found those bell fragments in this area. But it's quite a bit of depth to it. I'm not far from that ring spot, so we'll be there in a minute and we'll grab a bit of dirt and see if we can find the stone that was laid into it. Get a bit of depth of this now. Still in the clay. It sort of breaks through to a moisture layer about 200 down. Okay, look, I'll keep on with the dig and I'll put the camera back on when I've got the target loose. Okay, I've disturbed the target in the bottom of the hole. Looks to be brassy, doesn't it? Oh, pretty sure it's another bell fragment. I think I've dug 4 or 5 bell fragments plus that top. That's what that is, definitely. Teamster's bell. Okay, here we are at the scene of the gold ring find. I left the hole open last night. There's no cattle in this paddock, so we're good for that. That's obviously the mullock heap that I dug, and the ring came out of the bottom of that hole, so I'll take all that and open the hole out a little bit and take a little bit more, and that's where potentially any stone that was set into that gold ring would still lie. So we'll get into that and I'll wet sieve that back at the caravan. Okay, I just excavated the hole, checked it with a pinpoint, and something circular fell out of the side of the hole where I got the ring. I don't think it's a button. What do you reckon that is? Do you reckon there'd be some sort of mount for the ring? It's pretty rough.
I don't know. Although...
What is that? It's not a button. It's not an opal either, I'll tell you that.
No.
Anyway, look, I'll keep digging this hole. This is interesting stuff, isn't it? Okay, Colin's just checking that bucket of dirt was with the gold ring. I'll go over and fill it with some creek water and we'll just go through it here. In the bottom of the hole with the ring was this beautiful old square nail. Look at that. That's definitely 1860s, 1870s. That's a ripper. Handmade nail. But yeah, look, we'll go through this stuff now and see if we can discover what was attached to that ring. We'll just get a bucket of water out of the billabong here. Actually, interesting, last night I was sitting up there at the camp having an adult beverage, and I saw one of this huge freshwater tortoise in here. He must have been, like, his shell was 10 to 12 inches across. It was a big old fella. So there's plenty of wildlife in this billabong, and yellow belly if you're interested in fishing on inland waterways. I haven't got the rig for that, unfortunately. I've only got a hand line, but next time I'll bring a rod. Okay, this could be tricky. It looks a bit muddy at the edge. Anyway, we'll definitely get a bit of water and bust up this bit of clay we've got in the bucket. I have to say, this is a bit fairly clayey. This is actually the old coach crossing here. I've shown you that before. I'm about 20 metres downstream from the coach crossing. Yeah, that's a good looking soup actually. Well, if it's in there, we'll find it. I think I got the right amount of dirt from around the find. It was about 8 inches down, that gold ring, and I took a bit of a halo out around it, so if that stone's there, it should be in this bucket. Righto. We'll go and let it soak for a couple of hours. Colleen's just come up with a nice find here with her Max. It's a cupboard knob or a...
For a dresser or something maybe?
Okay, a dresser or a... Gee, that's solid.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what that is, isn't it?
Looks
Like a pull knob off a drawer or something.
Yeah.
Nice one. What was the target ID? It looks like it's lead.
It's 70s.
It's really heavy.
Yeah.
But I'm just headed back to camp for a battery change and a cold drink. Colleen's got a find over there though, which we'll now investigate. Another button, I believe. We're having a good run on the buttons. They're a lovely old connection to the people that lived out here. Was this where you got it here?
Oh, you know, a 4-ring one.
Yeah. Was it branded?
Well, there's too much junk on it, I couldn't read it. You'll have to give me a minute till I find it. I've got a lot of junk in here.
Okay.
I found that.
We'll give you a minute. Oh yeah, that's off a
Is that
a dray or a wagon. Handmade ring. Because there was a blacksmith here, I guess there was a lot of stuff made out here by the smithy. And he would have been doing wagon and coach repairs as the traffic went through on the old road. Okay, we'll find this later and we'll get some still pics, but allegedly there's a button.
No, there is.
Oh yeah?
But I couldn't.
You should put it in that little front pouch.
Yeah, I should have, but I just dropped it in because
That's okay,
I've got a lot of bullets.
as long as you're saving it.
Oh, that's not it, is it?
What, modern bullets?
No.
Bit of pig shooting going on.
Trees and things. And a lot of lead.
Yeah, there's a lot of lead.
And foil.
Well, basically what we're doing now after that ring find, I mean that was a 62, that ring on the Max, is digging anything repeatable. Even the one-way scratchy signals were taken out. Okay, look, we'll come back later when we find this button.
I found my button in with all my ring pulls and other things. It's the 4-button
That's
hole
a
thing.
decent size, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big one, but it's still too dirty. I haven't cleaned it yet, so I'm not sure if there's going to be a branding on it or not.
Okay.
So I'll clean it later. I found a boot heel, old timer's boot heel. It's still got the nails in it, and it wasn't very far down, only a couple of inches.
Nice work.
Yeah, didn't find one of those this
Little
trip,
heart
so
shape
it's
in the
good.
middle.
Yeah, I like that. Just picked up a shotgun bullet. It says Eli Brothers London.
Yeah.
Right next to the boot.
That's
heel.
definitely 1800s then.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Nice old one.
Okay, Colin's just got another shoddy shell. Another Eli, is it? That's
This
in
one's
really good nick, that
This
one.
one's in really good condition, yeah. And it was down deep, about 7 inches.
Not
so-
far from the other one.
Yeah, only a couple of metres.
And I was working on a hole nearby. It had, curiously, this little, very corroded rat tail file. That's very old. And this piece here, which is some sort of ornate, what do you think, is it a purse or a,
I
it's
think
got
it's
a couple of little hinges.
Yeah, it's got little hinges.
Okay.
Unless it's just the front.
We'll take some
end of it.
still specs of that because it's unfortunately it got a little bit bent during the excavation process, but we can fix that. So this little spot producing a few old relics from the 1870s.
How deep was that? 7?
Oh yeah, this was a good depth, 6 or 7 inches. The bit of pressed, I mean that's just pressed.
Yeah.
That was only a 56, and I thought it was going to be a button. But anyway, that's a bit of history. We're still getting stuff on day 3. Well, we're just heading back to camp for a break, and I got another button. This one, once again, is unbranded. We found a couple that are branded, but these ones, that's plain. Definitely from the period of the occupation of the town in the 1860s and 1870s, eh? That's a ripper. Well, we just had lunch and a bit of a conference, as you do when you're having a break, with a plan of attack for this afternoon. This morning we concentrated on that area. We got the gold ring last night. And we got a few of those shoddy shells. I think there was a button or two. I got that little ornate bit of purse, whatever it was. I don't know what that was, but it was definitely period. In a funny little area that we sort of walked around and missed. Colleen's going to go back in this town common. What I'm doing now is, I haven't got the detector on me, I'm just going to walk across the old coach road crossing and onto the other side of the creek, on the bank on the other side, because in the original town plan there actually was a street gazetted and blocks subdivided on that side of the creek, and I've never been over there other than on that sort of southern area looking for the cemetery. Hopefully I'll spot the cemetery while I'm over there. I still haven't found that thing. But I'm just going to go do a bit of visual over there, see if there's any iron or ceramics laying around on the ground, any chimney piles and that kind of thing. That would indicate that people are also living on the other side of the creek. Let's get over the other side. Okay, I'm at the old coach crossing. This is the extent of the billabong in this direction at the moment, because this is the dry season. Obviously the creek would flow in the wet and in the floods. Our camp's up in there, so I'm just heading up on this side to see if there's any trace of any habitation on the western side of the creek. Righto, I'm on the western side of the billabong. Camp's just in there. Probably can't see the caravan through the trees. But this side here, which you probably can see, is it's appreciably lower than that side where we are, where the town and the coach change were. I'm not so sure that people will want to live on this side of the creek because it's you're more susceptible to flooding. Maybe back in behind us a bit with a bit of elevation, but not right here. As you can see, the landowner's pushed a bit of a break here with a bobcat or a backhoe or something. I'm not sure why. There's no need for any access on this side of the creek. Maybe just so the cattle can wander along here. And over in there there's a loading ramp, a log road loading ramp. Somewhere near the cemetery lies, where the people lie in that cemetery. Love to find that, but as you can see it's pretty overgrown. We'll go for a bit of a wander in there and see if we can see anything. Well, this is the coach road going back to the crossing and the change station on the other side. This is where the cemetery would be, over here somewhere. As you can see, there's a log cattle loading ramp there that hasn't been used for a long time. When the cemetery's not going to be close to town, but it won't be too far away. Well, having said that, I've seen some bush cemeteries a long way from town. There doesn't seem to be anywhere gazetted for a cemetery, so I don't think the town was there long enough for that to happen, but you'd think there'd be some administrative record of the people that were buried here and where they were buried. I'll keep looking, and hopefully by the time I publish this video we'll have that information.
This is a couple of my finds. That's the button I found earlier.
Right.
Over further.
Both in this spot, were they?
Well, no, the button was over there, further over near the van. This one here, I've just dug up.
Or another one.
In this spot. Yeah. And then I just found this.
Oh, hole's still open, is it?
Yep. And there it is. A musket ball, another one.
Big calibre musket ball.
Yeah.
Is it dropped before? It's bit out of shape, isn't it?
Yeah, it's out of shape. Oh, it's not as big as that other one though. That I
Different
found
calibre.
Yeah.
Bigger than a pistol ball, but it's definitely been shot at something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. Okay. Well, my afternoon session's been a little bit quiet. I went for that walk. I've dug a couple of little scraps of brass and things. Oh, and a saddle stud. That's the only thing I had one the whole 3 days. I've
Well,
got a
I've
saddle
had
stud.
couple.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
okay.
Also the like tack, you know.
Yeah,
I've had a couple
out of
those.
us bridal gear or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we're progressing. About this time last night we got that gold ring, so it's gold ring time
It's
again.
gone now.
We can't dig it up twice. Bummer. Well, we're about to wrap it up here. We've got about a 5.5 hour drive to get home. I've been out here for 4 days. Had some great evenings under the stars with our adult beverages, and some great times during the day finding some relics in this old ghost town that connected us to the people that lived here, the pioneers that were here all those years ago. I hope you've enjoyed coming out here with us and watching our video and watching our adventure. Happy fossicking. Bye for now.